I am Dave Morris, and I have questions for Wendy Kleinman, education reporter for the Oklahoman. On Monday, the Oklahoma City School Board voted to suspend Superintendent John Porter with pay. So, Wendy, give us a summary of what's happened in the past few days.
Sure. What's happened is that on Monday, obviously, the school board suspended Superintendent John Porter. Things really started on Friday when Porter had his lawyers file an injunction in district court to actually prevent the school board from meeting on Monday morning. That was unsuccessful, but that was when things really started to get rolling. Things continued over the weekend, built up to the board meeting on Monday, and at that point, that's when he was suspended and the investigation report was released, and all of that, as you know, has continued to develop as we've learned more.
Well, let's talk about Monday's school board meeting. How was the morning portion of Monday's school board meeting different from other school board meetings?
It was wildly different. I go to the school board meetings every time that they have one. They're pretty much every other week, and normally they're very empty. The only people who are there are maybe a few parents, people who are there for recognitions, and people, architecture firms who are there to present maps reports. And this time it was standing room only. Actually, the first time I sat down and then I got up to go talk to people down on the floor. When I came back, my chair had been taken. I had to go find another chair. I almost had to do the whole thing standing up when I was trying to type part of my story as the meeting was going on. And so it was wildly different. There were just a large number of people there. As I said, people were shouting. They had trouble keeping the board meeting going on in order that it was supposed to because people were interrupting the process. There were also some people who made the comment at the meeting that the board meeting didn't go the way the agenda, the way that they normally follow it, which is to say that people said they usually come in and meet in the auditorium first and then go into their private session. That is not actually what they normally do. They did Monday morning what they do most mornings, which is they go ahead and start an executive session, and then the board enters the auditorium to complete the meeting.
All right, let's talk about how this story has developed. As you mentioned, on Friday, some things happened. So how did you cover the story over the weekend while, frankly, a lot of people were out of the office?
Sure, it's a difficult thing. What actually happened is that Saturday morning I got a call from the lone reporter up at the offices, and he said, Porter just called up here and wants to send us a letter. I said, great. And so from there, we got in touch. The letter was exclusive to the Oklahoman on Saturday, and I started making phone calls. Obviously, since Porter initiated that contact, I was able to get in touch with him, and then I worked to do the same to get in touch with Cliff Hudson. Obviously, wanted to make sure that it was a fair and balanced story. That was sort of interesting in that Cliff Hudson was in flight from the East Coast, and I ended up actually talking to him at about 6:30 on Saturday night while he was at the Houston airport during a layover. But that's what it took to get the story, and so that's what I did to put it together. And then the similar thing on Sunday, then there was the press conference, and again from there just continued to make the phone calls. And it's really a lot of cell phone, a lot of calling people that work around either Hudson or Porter and saying, how can I get in touch with them right now? Where are they now? Can you help me reach them, whether it be through family members or through other contact information that I might not have? Work to get that, and obviously, of course, those people understand that they need to reach me as well, that I have information and I need answers in order to provide it for the readers, and they understand that that's important.
A lot of pieces to this story, a lot of moving parts. What happens now?
What happens now is that there's a hearing that's set for February 6th. It will run very much like a court case, actually. There will be evidentiary hearings. Porter will be allowed to present evidence, and the school board, right now, the report consists of allegations. And on February 6th, the school board will determine whether that is fact. They will also decide what should happen with Porter. Should he be reinstated? Should he be terminated? Should something happen in between? They can pretty much do whatever they want in those terms. And from now until then, people can call school board members. They can write to the school board members. Their contact information is available on the district's website, which is okcps.org. And that's really what people should be doing right now.
All right, Wendy, I'll buy those answers. Thanks for your time. Read more coverage in the Oklahoman as this story continues, and the complete package, including Wendy's interview with John Porter, online at News OK.